Wildcats in a district game this afternoon. Lady Cats are 18-5 for the season. They are 4-0 and a top District 14 4A. Paris is 3-16 for the season, 0-4 in the district. When the Lady Cats played Paris about 3 weeks ago, something like that, March 10th, they beat the Lady Wildcats 16-0, a run rule win at Paris. Last season, the Lady Cats beat Paris 17-0 and 21-0. So we don't know how long this carry that.
Shelby Little and Tim Shura. That's the Paris Lady Cats.
Are they called Lady Cats?
For your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats. Leading off, number 7, third baseman, Baylor Boltman. Batting second, number 1, first baseman, Hannah Speed. Hitting third, number 23, and catching, Claire Thompson.
Lady Cats softball on KSST. Batting order for the Paris Lady Cats. Leading off, the catcher Alyssa Milton. Batting second, the shortstop Serenity Liggins. Batting third, the center fielder Emily Morales. Peyton Nelson, the first baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Abby Jones batting fifth at third base. Sam Hendricks, the pitcher at
Gracie Thompson.
Batting sixth, that pitcher. Malia Nichols, the designated player, batting seventh. And Avery Davis in left field is batting eighth. Ashton Merritt, the right fielder, batting ninth for Paris. And playing second base but not hitting is Ellie Schmidt. For the Lady Cats, leading off Baylor Boltman, the third baseman. Hannah Speed will play first base tonight and bat second. Claire Thompson, the catcher, bats third. Brayley Blevins, the right fielder, is the cleanup hitter. KK Montgomery bats fifth in left field. Jersey Fowler, a freshman, at pitcher, batting sixth. Gracie Thompson, the shortstop, batting seventh. Paisley Brown will play second base and bat eighth. Allison Frazier will play center field and will bat ninth.
No anthem tonight because of technical.
I see. So Don Julian, your public address announcer, familiar voice on KSST, just informed us that there would not be a national anthem, so we'll go straight to the game. And Lady Cats around the infield. Baylor Boatman at third, Gracie Thompson at short, Paisley Brown at second base, Hannah Speed playing first base. First time I have seen her play first, except she played first, Tony, in the regional final.
Yes.
And on Saturday after leaving the game as the pitcher. But that's the only other time. Yeah. But now we don't see them play every game.
This is one of those where we're not worried about winning the game, so the lineup's a little bit tweaked. We've actually got two starters sitting out altogether. Yeah. So this is a make-up game, get some people some innings, so forth, give Hannah some rest, and so forth.
Shaylee Friddle, not in the starting lineup, would normally be the starting catcher for the Lady Cats.
And Addie Woodall would be the first baseman.
Right. KK Montgomery in left, Allison Frazier in center field, Brayley Blevins will be in right field. And Claire Thompson catching. I don't know that I've seen Claire Thompson as catcher before.
I saw her some last year, a time or two, but before Friddle got in there. I think she did when Boatman got hurt a little bit. But this is first time I'm with you on this year's first I've seen. But we're fixing to get ready to start.
Claire, by the way, has been hot at the plate. We'll tell you about that when she comes up to hit. But she has been on a tear the last 2 or 3 games.
Well, I'm gonna put the over and under at 5 on home runs for the Lady Cats today because the wind is blowing out big, and they're not playing a strong team. So I'm gonna set that goal right now.
200 feet down the left field and right field line, and 203 feet to dead center field at Lady Cats Park. We play on natural turf and, of course, a dirt infield. And the first pitch is swung on and missed by Alyssa Milton. Jersey Fowler, the starting pitcher for the Lady Cats, and she is a freshman.
Freshman lefty.
And a lefty, right.
We've got 2 lefty pitchers, so we're golden with pitching.
Left-handed batter here for Paris. And there's a call strike on the inside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Fowler has not pitched a lot, just 2 appearances. She is 1-0, has not given up a run. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk in 4 innings pitched. 0-2 pitch, way up high, up over the headgear, and it's 1-2 to Alyssa Milton. Leadoff hitter for Paris. And a left-handed hitter stands at the back of the batter's box, a crouching stance, and she swings and misses at an off-speed pitch for strike 3.
Baylor Boatman was coming in a little bit and left because she was a smallish girl. I figured she'd be a slapper, but she got her cuts in.
Yeah. Serenity Liggins, the shortstop, right-handed hitter against the lefty Jersey Fowler, the Lady Cat freshman. Outfield straightaway and medium depth. First pitch in there for a strike. Inside edge of the plate.
Fowler's throwing strikes. That's a good sign. Defense straight away except in right. There's
call strike 2. That looked like a breaking ball.
Yeah, it was. I saw her doing some of that. Brayley Blevins is giving lots of room in right field. I don't know that we can get one there.
As Tony told you, the wind kicking up, blowing straight out to center field. This pitch is swung on and hit foul to the third base side.
A medium depth pop-up from center field over has a chance to go today by anybody.
0-2 count to Serenity Liggins, the shortstop for Paris. And there's a pitch way outside as Claire Thompson goes to her knees to block that one. Paris wearing navy blue jerseys, white headgear, and white pants. Lady Cats in black today. And there's a call strike 3 on the outside edge, and the first 2 hitters have gone down On strikes,
Now batting.
this one looking, the first one, Alyssa Milton swinging.
Now batting number 2, the center fielder.
Emily-
Good start for the freshman.
Morales.
Emily Morales, the center fielder, right-handed hitter against the left-hander Jersey Fowler, just underway, top of the first, no score. 2 out, nobody on. Fowler whips the arm around and brings the pitch in, and it is hit foul down the first base line for strike 1. Morales, the center fielder.
That ball was past her, and she got it when it was almost in the glove and just barely got a hold of it.
Paris 3-16 for the season. They are 0-4 in district play. And the pitch over the plate but low, and it's 1-1. Morales, a crouching stance, a rather extreme crouching stance, not very tall. Thompson setting up on the inside of the plate. Oop, I think that caught her on the shoulder.
Yep.
Hit by the pitch. Emily Morales will go to first base. That's the first base runner for
Number
Paris.
17, first baseman Peyton Nelson.
And now the cleanup hitter and the first baseman Peyton Nelson. And she's a big, strong girl.
Yeah. KK's, I think she might be needing to get back just a hair.
Yeah. Right-handed hitter standing about midway in the box from front to back. She fouls the first pitch into the net to the right side, 0-1.
None of them have caught up to Jersey's fastball except that number 2 hitter fouled one off.
Lady Cats have another freshman pitcher, Abby Woodall, who's seen quite a bit of action.
Yep.
8 appearances. Next pitch way up high. That's a fastball up around the shoulders.
And she's bringing it pretty good.
Goes to 1-1. Yeah, I wish we had the speed of pitches for these girls. Fowler into the wind, whips the arm around and misses with a pitch outside, and it goes to 2-1.
Of course, all these pitchers pitch basically year-round and have coaches in the Metroplex and who knows where, so they're very polished.
Fowler in with the pitch. Took something off of that one, and that's a call strike on the outside edge, about the waist. 2-2.
Let's go ahead and get her right here. Don't go full. Don't give them any hope. Top of the first, no score.
2-2 pitch. Swung on, just got a piece of it, I think.
Yeah, foul tip. It got her hand, but when you swing, that hand's part of the bat, so she just got an owie now.
Wow. Walking down the third baseline, have a talk with her coach.
Yep, giving her a little time. Our trainer's coming out. Good job seeing if she needs any ice or anything. You can break the tip of that finger if you catch it just right on these bats. So hopefully it's just stinging and they can get a little feeling back. Beautiful day out here at the park. If you're thinking of coming to watch, come on.
Lady Cats are playing tomorrow night at Pittsburgh. By the way, the Wildcats baseball game has been moved to tomorrow night. Was going to be played Friday night because of the expected bad weather Thursday and Friday.
Yep. I think it's still at 7:30, the baseball game tomorrow.
Well, I believe 7, but we'll double check. Well, we'll check, Tony. Big gap out in left center field with center fielder Allison Frazier a couple of steps over into right center. There's a change up, and that's a call, strike 3. So she strikes out the side.
After the top of the first, Paris
and leaves a runner at first base. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. It is no score. Sulphur Springs and Paris girls softball, and this is Lady Cat softball on KSST.
Okay, we're out. Tony, pull your mic closer to your mouth, please.
Okay. Or wake up, one or the other.
I know you're awake, and I can hear you talking. It's just we want to all hear what you're saying.
Quit mumbling. How's that? Is that any better?
That's better.
Okay. I'll try to speak up.
Okay. Seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lady Cat softball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Masco Equipment, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, CPI Technologies, 903 Farm and Feed by the Railroad Tracks, and the University Interscholastic League. Going to the bottom of the first inning, Paris did not score. And, in fact, Jersey Fowler struck out the side in the top of the first inning. 1 swinging, 2 looking. Hit a batter and left her at first base. Lady Cats will send up Baylor Boatman, the third baseman, Hannah Speed, the first baseman, and Claire Thompson, the catcher, in the bottom of the first inning.
You just look at the difference in the girls lining up, taking infield and so forth, and you just see the difference in the two teams.
Yeah.
And this is not at all to belittle Paris. We're so fortunate.
Baylor Boatman about to step up. Lady Cats in their, I take it to be black home uniforms, not navy blue.
If they're navy, it's deep navy.
And blue, rather, royal blue leggings and white headgear.
I don't know where all the use of black has come from, but it's been way predominant lately.
First pitch to Baylor Boatman by Sam Hendricks is up for a ball. Before the game, we had the presentation to head coach David Carrillo for 20 years of service, and he is retiring at the end of this season. Next pitch, inside for ball 2.
I don't think they mentioned, but I'm almost positive that he passed 600 victories earlier this season.
That's right.
So quite a legacy he's leaving behind.
Yep. He's up around, I would guess, 610 or so. I'd have to go back and count those. Here's the next pitch, and that one's up and away for a ball, and Baylor Boatman way out in front here at 3-0.
This is going to be where we got to have discipline and not chase and wait on a good pitch.
And this one bounces in, so Baylor Boatman walks on 4 pitches.
Now hitting number 1.
And now Hannah Speed stepping up for the Lady Cats. Of course, their outstanding pitcher, but she's playing first base today. But she's also a terrific Lady Cat hitter, batting, as we have it, .571. And Max Preps, looking at their stats today, had her with 13 home runs, but Coach Carrillo before the game said it's now 15. Hasn't been updated on Max Preps. So 15 homers for Hannah Speed. Now here's a pitch, a looping pitch way up over both Hannah Speed's head and out of the reach of catcher Alyssa Milton all the way back to the screen, and Baylor Boatman goes down to second base on the wild pitch.
I don't think we've got a scoreboard working
We
tonight,
don't.
So we'll just guess.
Yeah. Speed with a swing, and this ball hit deep to left field, and it is out of here.
That's one of them. We've got 4 left. I told you that was well hit, but it was pop up more than anything, but to the right part of the field, and an easy homer for Hannah. And if you said 15, we'll go 16 now.
16 homers last year now for the entire season. I wrote that down somewhere. No, I wrote down. Well, I do know how many she had. She had 3 homers last season.
Yeah, we weren't hitting homers.
And what I had written down was the team. I had the team coming in with 26 homers, and they had 25 all of last season.
And I keep up in the Dallas News with things.
Claire Thompson now swinging, and this ball deep to center field, and that one's over the 203 sign. Home runs on consecutive pitches by the Lady Cats here, and they lead it 3-0. 2-run homer by Hannah Speed a moment ago, and now Claire Thompson. I told you before the game she has been swinging a hot bat.
Yes.
And let's see if I can look that up. She was batting .500 coming into the game. That will now be her 5th homer of the season. I think the previous game that we broadcast, Tony, she was hitting about .347.
And I believe she hit 2 last time, back-to-back, her and
the game that you broadcast.
Hannah.
Yes,
that may have been.
Yeah, that's the last game that I broadcast. She was at .347, and now she's up to .500. Now the first pitch into Braley Blevins is fouled back for strike 1. So 3-0 Lady Cats on 2 consecutive homers by Hannah Speed and Claire Thompson. No doubter on the part of Claire Thompson. Here's another pitch way up high.
Now we got a scoreboard.
Sam Hendricks, the pitcher for Paris. Looking in. Windmills the arm. This ball is popped up into center field, and it will drop.
They were playing way back, and even though that one was popped up, they couldn't get in on it. So clean single.
K.K. Montgomery.
3 hits out of 4 batters so far.
Lady Cats on top, 3-0. Nobody out. First 4 batters have reached, 2 have homered. And now it's K.K. Montgomery with the runner at first and nobody out. Pitch is in there for a call strike and a throw down to first base, but Blevins easily back in. Sam Hendricks, a right-handed pitcher for Paris. Now K.K. Montgomery hitting .391 with 9 base hits. Here's a fastball up high. They throw down to first base, and there goes Blevins, and there's no way they're going to get her.
Not going to get her. She played that one. She knew exactly what she was going to do. Took off as soon as they threw to first.
So give her a stolen base. She's in there with a head first slide, all covered in dirt. And an 0-1 count to K.K. Montgomery. Next pitch is outside for a ball. And it is 1-1. Montgomery.
2-1.
Okay, 2-1. Pitch inside. Looked like a fastball. So it goes to 3-1. Very hard to see the scoreboard in the sunshine.
Yeah, it is. You can see the reds. I wish they put everything in red.
Montgomery swinging and off the fist into the net down the third baseline. So count is 3-2. You're right. The red numbers show up a lot better than the white numbers or yellow.
If we could get them to do that every time on all of it, that would help.
Montgomery, right-handed batter. Pitch in the dirt and is all the way back to the retaining wall and down to third. And Montgomery now is going to go all the way to second base here as they were a little bit casual getting the ball back to the pitcher, Sam Hendricks, and K.K. Montgomery alertly takes advantage of that, and she goes all the way to second base on that walk. And you could call it a walk and a wild pitch, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
And now Blevins at third. Still nobody out. Ball hit back up the middle and past the diving shortstop out into short center field. Base hit for Jersey Fowler, the pitcher.
Helped herself. That was kind of hit off of the fist or something. Had a lot of spin, and I thought shortstop was going to get it, but she didn't quite make it.
Gracie Thompson.
So K.K. Montgomery goes to third. Fowler at first. Gracie Thompson, the shortstop, and there goes number 7 hitter, I believe, but there goes the runner. Jersey Fowler down to second base with a stolen base and no throw. Gracie Thompson is indeed the number 7 hitter. So runners at second and third. Ball hit back up the middle. Second baseman to her right makes the play. And the runner safe at first base, and a run comes in to score. Gracie Thompson safe, beats out a hit. In to score K.K. Montgomery. Going to third, Jersey Fowler. Still nobody out.
Paisley Brown.
Number 8 hitter, Paisley Brown, coming up for the Lady Cats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across in the inning. Runner going at first base. And the pitch gets away from the catcher, Alyssa Milton, and down to second base goes Gracie Thompson. So runners at second and third. 5-0, Sulphur Springs. And the pitch. Looks like a fastball up high around the shoulders.
Lady Cats still need to keep their mechanics about them, hit the strike zone, don't let the ball get bigger than it is.
2-2 pitch from Sam Hendricks, swung on and hit deep to left. Does that have a chance? No, but it will go to the wall.
Yep.
2 runs will score. It's a double for Paisley Brown. 1 hops off the wall. Fowler scores. Thompson scores.
Number 8, center fielder.
7-0 Lady Cats.
Frazier.
2 RBIs for Paisley Brown. And Lady Cats now have batted around. Allison Frazier, number 9 hitter, steps in. She swings on the first pitch. This ball hit to left field. Left fielder going back, and it is out of here. 2-run homer for Allison Frazier. It is the third home run of the first inning for the Lady Cats. Mercy. So 9-0, Sulphur Springs. Everybody has reached base. Everybody has scored. And for Allison Frazier, let's see, that will be her. I believe that's her first homer of the season.
And nobody out. This is exactly what we figured. We're going to have to give them some outs, and this is almost a shame that we have to play this, but we got to play it out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hits out of 9 batters.
Hendricks in with the pitch to Baylor Boatman, who walked and came around to score. Leading off the game, first pitch is the ball.
Hey, Pete, rung it up, strike one.
Beg your pardon.
You're right, it was a ball. He widened it, and that hit her.
And this one catches her on the lead foot there, so she is hit by a pitch and
now
reaches base for the second time of the inning without getting a base hit, but she walked the first time, hit by the pitch this time. So officially no at-bats yet for Baylor Boatman. Boatman, by the way, hitting .455 with 30 base hits coming into the game. Pitches outside for a ball as the catcher Alyssa Milton pops up out of her stance to catch that one.
This is where I hope we don't steal bases. It's already predetermined.
Here's Hannah Speed, and she swings on the next pitch, and this one is hit foul over the net down the first baseline. And so the count now is 1-1 to Hannah Speed, who homered to left field on a ball that was not particularly well hit for her, but perhaps a little bit wind-aided.
A Wrigley Field homer.
Pitches inside to Speed, so 2-1. Again, we told you when she first came up, 15 homers now for Hannah Speed, but now 16 with the home run this inning. And she checks her swing here, and that is going to be a strike as the pitch bounced in. Good job by the catcher, Alyssa Milton, of
yes, it was
blocking that one.
Left-handed catcher, very rare.
I had not noticed that. That is rare. And the pitch, and Speed hits it sharply right past the third baseman into left field. No chance to make a play on that. So she's 2 for 2.
23,
that was hit better than her home run.
Thompson.
It really was.
But it was just down on the road, or on the ground.
Boatman to second base, and I think you may be right that they're going to play station to station.
They're going to play station to station, and they're fixing to start stepping off.
Again, nobody out here. Pitch bounces in about 2/3 of the way to the plate. Thompson homered to straightaway center field her first time up, directly over the 203 sign, just to the left of the flagpole. Wind is still blowing out toward left center field here. Thompson showing bunt. And boy, she hits a rocket past third base down into the left field corner. And again, they are playing station to station ball here, as Boatman easily could have scored, and maybe Speed on that one.
That was an easy double with 2 runs. There's station to station. That's good sportsmanship from Carrillo.
So the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Lady Cats with 9 runs across in the inning, leading 9-0. We have a pinch runner here for Claire Thompson, and that will be Chloe Johnson.
At first base, number 3, Chloe Johnson.
And the hitter here is Braylee Blevins, the right fielder. Blevins jerks it down the left field line, drives it deep but foul. She singled and scored, also stole a base there when she came up here earlier this inning. This one is hit to left center field, and it will bounce up against the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, as Hannah Speed still taking her time about coming in, no particular need to hurry.
So that goes as a double a single for Blevins.
She stays at first because Chloe Johnson did not go past second.
Left fielder K.K. Montgomery.
Easily could have been a double.
Yeah.
So 11-0 Sulphur Springs. K.K. Montgomery takes a call strike.
It's time to step off.
And when that happens, An out is called.
Yes.
And Montgomery swings and hits one deep to left field, and that one clears the wall by about 20 feet. So that's a 3-run homer for KK Montgomery, and it's 14-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Golly.
Yeah, this is, I knew this was coming, not to this extent, but with the wind blowing, I was way under on my 5 home runs.
Now hitting number 14, pitcher Jersey Fowler.
So you have to play at least 3 innings?
I think so.
14-0, bottom of the first, nobody out.
But I think what you're going to see is once it gets where it is, we're not going to score 14 every inning.
Well, no.
We'll score a couple. But again, this is where you get in some bad habits swinging too. So far, we're hitting strikes, and that's a good thing. But everybody goes up there trying to hit a home run, and that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And I've been on the receiving end of this back in '74. It's not fun.
I have Montgomery with 2 home runs now for the season, not tonight.
Yeah. Give her time.
You have to clarify that, the way
time.
things are going. So there, how many home? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 tonight.
4
I
home
called for 5, and I didn't know he was going to get 4 in the top of the first.
4 here in the bottom of the first, and here's a sharp single to left field off the bat of Jersey Fowler, the freshman pitcher. She singled and drove in 2 runs,
shortstop,
or drove in 1 run her first time up, and then came around to score. So she is the only Lady Cat on base right now. Gracie Thompson, shortstop coming up. Runner at first base, nobody out. Right-handed batter.
Okay, so we stepped off there.
Yeah.
There's first out. So that's Jersey sacrificed herself, leading off after the pitcher was on the rubber for the first out of the inning. That's just a mercy.
Pitch by Hendricks. This one hit to center field. And the center fielder going back. It's over her head and off the wall. And in at second base with a double, Gracie Thompson. She singled her first time up and scored. So she's 2 for 2.
She messed up and hit it solid, but hit a line drive. That may be one of the better balls hit in this inning, but it just didn't have the height. It hit way up tall.
Hit about halfway up the wall, I'd say. So Paisley Brown, the second baseman, number 8 hitter in the batting order.
She stepped off for out number 2.
There's the second out.
So we've scored all we're going to score unless they hit a home run. So who we got here? This is Paisley.
Paisley Brown, 2 RBI double. Her first time up in this inning. Pitch bounces in. So that is the first pitch to her. It's 1-0. And next pitch in the dirt bounces about 8 feet out in front of the plate. Allison Frazier, who homered, is on deck. And if she bats, the Lady Cats will have batted around twice here in the bottom of the first inning. Next pitch, a looping offering here from Sam Hendricks, way up tall. And the count 3-0 to Paisley Brown. Crouching stance. Pitch is inside, up around the shoulders for ball 4. So Lady Cats have now batted around twice.
I look for her to step off, and that'd be the end of the inning.
Yeah, that's the third walk I have it of the inning.
There it goes. So we've got the third out. So this is a strange and unfortunate.
Right. So Sulphur Springs, bottom of the first inning, 14 runs. How many hits, Tony?
I got to get my shoes off.
I know.
I got 4 home runs. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits.
That's what I've got
in the first inning.
Yeah, that's what I've got. 14-0. Lady Cats going to the top of the second inning. Yeah, this Lady Cat softball on KSST.
Mercy.
You do the play-by-play here.
That's fine. At least we just got to go through the top of the. We probably won't bat, but one more, 2 more at the most.
Leading off for Paris, number 3, third baseman Abby Jones.
Ready for the top of the second now.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Going to the top of the second inning, the Lady Cats with 14 runs on the bottom of the first inning. And with the play-by-play, here's Tony Flippin.
Okay, Lady Cats back out. Jersey Fowler for her second inning. First pitch, a little down and away, but got a swing out of it for an 0-1 count on Abby Jones, the third baseman for Paris Lady Cats. We got the first inning out of the way, and now we can start 0-0 on this one. Next pitch up a little, 1-1. Jersey has thrown the ball very well. She's putting good pop on it. Would she walk one or hit one? She hit one.
Hit batter.
Struck out 3 and hit 1. Here comes the next pitch. Little up, 2-1. Abby Jones is going to be followed by Sarah Hendricks, the pitcher, and Malaya Nichols, the designated hitter tonight in the top of the second. Here comes the next offering, in on her hands, and she fouled it off. It almost would have hit her, but it goes as a foul, so now Jersey's got 2-2, got a chance to strike out another one. Got the signal. Here comes the next pitch, and it's up tall. We're going to go with a full count on the leadoff hitter for the second inning. Third baseman, Abby Jones. So let's see if Jersey can compose herself and throw a strike. Right down the middle is a little bouncer to Boatman. She picks it up, makes it low, and a good scoop there by Hannah Speed. That shortstop playing did a good job. Baylor caught it good, but skipped it, but it goes as a 5-3 for the first out of the inning.
Well, she is a good all-around player.
She's just a ball player.
Put her anywhere you want.
Anywhere. That's exactly right. So that's going to bring up the pitcher, Sarah Hendricks. So see if she can help herself here.
That was the first ball that Paris has put in play.
Yes, it was. And it was hit pretty well. Baylor made a good play, scooped it, just got a little bit hurried on her throw. But that just shows the defense that the Lady Cats have, too. We are very blessed. There's the next pitch. Check swing off to the side for a strike. 1-1.
Now, the rule I read says it's a 10-run rule after 5 innings.
Correct.
So we got a ways to go if that's the case.
I'm quite sure that there's a 15 run either after 3 or 4. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Down the middle, strike 2 called.
What I read says for playoffs, a 15-run rule may be implemented if mutually agreed.
Yep, but one thing that can take precedent right now is you could have district rules.
Yeah.
And with like it was, that one was called strike 3, looked a little up, but we'll take it. So that's the second out of the inning. And the fourth strikeout for Jersey.
Designated player.
So that's going to bring up the designated player, Malia Nichols, number 8 for Paris. This umpire's got a little bit high on the strike zone, but he's done it both sides. So 2 outs, and here we go. There, I was fixing to say, you need to come up with it. It was lower than the next one. Called strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. A little bit low. 1-1.
Again, Jersey Fowler is a lefty.
Yes. Got her signal. Here comes the wind. Up tall. 2-1.
And the other Lady Cat pitcher, Abby Woodall, also a freshman, I believe also a left-hander.
Also a lefty. There's one a little bit tall, but it was swung on and missed, kind of tomahawked at that one. So we're going to come with a 2-2 pitch, 2 outs there in the top of the second. Again, Lady Cats leading 14-0 over Paris Lady Cats. Here comes the next pitch. There's a ball hit softly to Boatman. Fields it clean and a better throw over there. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Lady Cats. They come in to bat at the bottom of the second, leading 14-0.
This is Lady Cat softball on KSST.
Bounce again.
Thank you, James.
Okay.
Level's okay?
Tony's still a little low.
I'm gonna have to take a vitamin.
He's all the way up on the, and as a matter of fact, our master's up a little higher than it really should be. So I'm not distorting, am I?
No, you're not.
Okay, well,
I'll see if I can do it.
just get it a little closer there, Tony. Kind of see if you can tickle your tonsils with it.
We're starting off with the top.
No,
Baylor.
Frazier.
Leading off for Sulphur Springs,
Oh, okay, yep,
number 8, center fielder.
Lady Cat softball on
Allison
KSST.
Frazier.
Lady Cat scored 14 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And Paris only got out of the inning because the Lady Cat stepped off base illegally 3 times.
A mercy
On
rule
purpose.
within the mercy rule.
Right, just
And I expect a lot of the same. Give these Paris Lady Cats a lot of credit for
Yep.
coming out and playing every day too.
right.
It's not easy to come out when you're losing like that. So here we go with the bottom of the order. Allison Frazier, the center fielder, leading off. Then we go back to the top for Baylor Boatman and Hannah Speed. Hendricks winds up. First pitch is up and away for ball 1.
I'm intrigued by the left-handed catcher. I want to look at her mitt. They just really don't
I think it's like
manufacture.
a first baseman's
Well, that's
mitt.
what I was
It's
gonna say.
kinda what it looks like to me. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's in, popped up. Let's see, catcher's under it. Can't quite come in with it. The wind was playing obstacles with that.
That's a tough play
Tough
under any
play.
circumstances. Yeah, I think she may be wearing the first baseman's mitt.
And you can look there. You had a pro first baseman for the Rangers drop 2 in Philly with the wind like that, so
Yep.
anybody can do it.
Yep.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch, a little bit high and away. 2-1.
I don't think, I guess somebody manufactures a left-handed catcher's mitt,
Oh, yeah.
but you sure can't walk into
Now,
the box store and buy one off the shelf.
there's not going to be a bunch of them at Academy. There's the next pitch, popped up right behind us
Whoa.
and on the top. So now we got a 2-2.
May have heard it hit the metal roof above us.
I see some of these things like bats for sale and so forth
Oh, yeah.
used for $350. I'm glad I don't have one. Here comes the next pitch.
Whoa.
There's a shot to third baseman. She got it
Wow.
and dropped it, but held her composure and threw a good strike to first base. Really nice play.
That was a rocket.
That was
off
hit
the bat
hard.
of Allison
Third
Frazier.
baseman, Baylor Boatman.
Hit Abby Jones right in the mitt, but she was startled at it and dropped it, but had plenty of time to throw Allison Frazier out at first base.
And she's not wearing a mask, and I would. So back to the top. There's Baylor. Hits one right up the middle on the ground for an easy single. So Baylor has, she's walked and been hit by a pitch and now got her a single.
So Chloe Johnson announces a pinch hitter here for Hannah Speed.
Don't doubt that a bit. We're probably only going to get to go through once or twice. So Chloe will see what she can do. Number 3. She's usually sub-running or courtesy running for Hannah or whoever. So now she gets her chance to prove her worth. That's a good job for her today.
Speed a 2-run homer in the first and singled and scored.
Pretty good day in one inning.
Well,
I don't look for the Lady Cats for Boatman to be moving, even with a pass ball. I would say we're station to station. So here we are. The umpire's got the change made. Chloe's up at the plate, and here comes the first pitch. Looked like a pretty good one. She took it for strike one. I'm not sure how many times Chloe's batted this year.
I really don't have her as having had an at bat. The statistics that I have.
There's the next pitch. Good one there. Swung on and missed, and she's in a hole 0-2. So a couple of good pitches by Hendricks to start her off. Again, Boatman at first. Bottom of the second, 14-0 Lady Cats from SS. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a shot right past third into the left field. Gets by the left fielder, and so Carrillo is going to hold them at second and third. So that's going to go as a Claire Thompson double. And could have gone for a triple real easily.
Now batting number 23,
Johnson.
Claire Thompson.
Let's see. Johnson made the out. That's right. I forgot to put that down. Boatman's at third.
Yeah, Chloe Johnson, the double into the left field corner. Really
good hit.
A hard shot off the bat there.
It's one off of the end of the bat by Claire's. Got a lot of spin, and she beats it out, and a run scores. I knew that was going to be trouble with as much spin as it had. So that was Braley instead of Claire. She's going to get a single there. Good hustle.
Now batting.
Runner comes in. It was Baylor.
Shaylee Friddle.
Shaylee Friddle now batting for Braley Blevins.
They better back up there.
Still just the top of the second inning here. 15-0 now, the Lady Cats, with the run coming in to score. Baylor Boatman on the little infield hit by Claire Thompson. Thompson still at first base. They will not run for her with Chloe Johnson now in the game as a position player and batter.
No, not quite. Ball hit out to the wall in left field for a double. Scores Chloe. And I've messed my books up again.
Left fielder KK Montgomery.
So KK's up to bat now. First pitch is a called strike one.
I have that as the 6th double of the season for Braley Blevins and her 17th RBI.
Okay, we got a step off over there from Claire at third. That's going to be the second out of the inning. So we got a runner at second. Ball gets by and she moves up to third base. That was Friddle.
Yeah.
So we got a 1-1 count with 2 outs. And I hadn't even said KK. Yeah, KK's up. So here's getting ready for the 1-1 pitch. Up and away, 2-1. KK got a, did she get, I've got her for a home run last time.
She did, yes.
All right, I knew she was due. She's walked and homered. She's seen the spectrum. Here comes the next pitch. Lets it go inside. I think he rung that up as a strike for 2-2. Strike zone gets a little wider, too, when you got a game like this. So let's see what's happened. This is going to be an action pitch here. 2-2, and here it comes. There's the ball shot out to left field. On the line, it hits the base of it on the fly. Friddle staying at third base, and KK is going to get a double. So that's a good job. Good job. So KK came in, got a double, didn't get her RBI.
Now hitting number 14, the pitcher, Jersey Fowler.
We're probably going to step off here. Nope, he's going to let Jersey hit, so that's okay. Jersey's 2 for 2. First pitch to the over, up and away. Gets by the catcher, no advance.
16-0, Sulphur Springs now. 2 runs across here in this inning.
He's letting the freshman pitcher see if she can help herself, and then I figure we're going to have a step off if she gets on. Next pitch, up and away, ball 2.
You know, one of the things that's kind of lost here is the reason the Lady Cats started this game at 5 o'clock today because Paris does not have a JV team.
Correct.
Well, so the Lady Cats JV team does not get to play.
Yep.
They miss an opportunity to play and get better.
Yeah, they do that, and then more so than us getting better is Paris doesn't have a pool to pull from for next year. When you don't have JV, you hadn't got people coming up. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Jersey. Bounces in, 3-1. Runners at second and third. Not if we get a hit, Carrillo may still not let them score.
Man.
So now we got a 3-1 pitch. Jersey's dug in. There's a foul. She turned on it good. She's fouled 2 of them out over the dugout to the left. The Lady Cats have adjusted to the pitching speed of Hendricks. She is not a fireballer by any means, but sometimes a slower pitch is hard to hit. Here comes the next one. Bounces it in, and that's going to be ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
We had a game here a couple of years ago, I think it was.
Number 11, shortstop, Gracie Thompson.
In which whatever team it was came in here, and basically their pitcher was a slow pitch pitcher.
Yep. There's a shot to shortstop, makes a nice catch and throw over there, so that's a good job. Shortstop 6-3 on Gracie. Well hit ball for the 3rd out. So, what do we get? 2?
2 runs.
2 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 left on, and we go to the top of the 3rd, 16-0 Lady Cats from Sulphur.
And this is Lady Cats softball on KSST.
Out again.
Yeah, hopefully they've got something where we can get by at the end of 3. For them.
Well, you see in high school football, there's times that the 2 coaches agree to either stop at the end of the 3rd quarter or just let the clock run.
Let the clock roll. Well, that's what that stepping off is the equivalent of letting the clock roll.
Yep.
We may have to play 4, which we'll only have to bat 1 more time, and the way we're controlling it by stepping off, that's going to go okay. Again, this is just sad.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lady Cat softball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Masco Equipment, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks. Also the University Interscholastic League. 16-0.
Leading off for
Lady Cats, 14 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Avery Davis.
And we're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Once again, here's Tony Flippin.
Okay, we got number 9 and 10. Avery Davis, left fielder, leading off. Lady Cats got to keep their focus. We've got some defensive changes. Friddle's at shortstop. I'm not going to try and get all of them. Looks like Chloe may be in right field.
Yeah, I think so.
So here's the first pitch from Jersey, right down the pipe on that upper edge, and he finally brought that arm up. I was fixing to talk to him.
Yeah, that is Chloe Johnson in right and Shaylee Friddle at short.
Okay.
And
here comes Jersey's 0-1 pitch, down low. I love to see Friddle at shortstop because she's got a rocket arm. I guarantee between Baylor and Friddle, and not to take anything away from Gracie, we've got some arms. There's the next pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2. So here we go with the 1-2. There's a ball hit to Baylor, and it's just foul. She gets there in time, catches it, but it's foul, so we're going to do it over again. Come back with a 1-2 count again. So we're all going to have to just kind of see how the ending of this comes up, if it's after 3 or if it's after 4. I'm pretty sure 4 is the most it'll go. Here comes the 1-2, swung on and missed, and there's the 5th strikeout for the freshman jersey.
Next up, number 12.
So that's going to bring up number 12, the Ashlyn Merritt, the right fielder for the Lady Cats.
Baylor Boatman now playing second base for the Lady Cats. And let me see who's at third then.
That's Gracie.
Yeah, Gracie Thompson goes to third.
First pitch must have hit her, so she's taking off down there, so that's going to be a hit by pitch. Second of the game. So Paris has a base runner, and we go back to the top of the order. Alyssa Milton, number 11, the catcher, leadoff hitter, left-hander. Here comes pitch number 1. Swung on and missed. She kind of bailed out a little. Gracie was coming in thinking she was going to try to do one of those slappers, but so far she's taken full cuts.
You may have already said it, but that was the second hit batter.
Yes.
Okay.
There's the next pitch, 0-2. Gracie's coming back strong there. You want to preserve the shutout here. They haven't touched one for a hit or anything yet, so keep her going. Next pitch up and away. Ball 1, couldn't get her to fish on that one.
The only way Paris has had any runners on base is by virtue of having the hit batsman.
The 2 hit. So here we go. Jersey's in for the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout again for the second out of the inning. That one was swinging.
Now batting number
That's
4.
Number 6 for the day, and the shortstop, Serenity Liggins, comes up. She made the good play to end the ball in the top half or the bottom half of the second inning. Looked real good doing it. So she's looking to me to be the best player on the team. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a mile-high shot that KK is roaming under, and she makes the catch, so that's going to be an F7 for the third out of the inning. And 3 up, 3 down for Jersey, and we're going to go to the bottom of the third. Still going to be showing a 16-0 Lady Cat lead.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. And Tony, looks like we are calling this game right here.
That's a good deal. There's no, again, applaud the Lady Cats from Paris, Texas. This is hard to do. And so we got our batting practice in. They gave their all, and now we can go. So I like seeing this because there are coaches out there that like to beat you 50-0 and be stealing and all of that. We're not that type.
So this game is over after 2.5 innings. Lady Cats
55 minutes.
14 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll come back and wrap it up when Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST.
I got 6 no hits, 1 left on, 6 total strikeouts for Jersey.
That had to be by mutual agreement.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, but again, it could be a district rule.
A district rule.
It could be. And it should be.
Yeah, no, there's no sense.
And we knew we had this kind of lopsided group when they're making their district rules too.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits there. So I've got a total of 17 hits in the 2 innings, 16 runs, 17 hits. No errors, and not going to mess with on base, and no strikeouts. 4 homers. They didn't get to my 5. I don't like that.
I've got them with 18 hits.
Okay.
And 4 home runs.
Yep.
Yeah. Mercy.
Get home and see the Rangers.
Everyone's hit a home run in this game, which was a lot.
See if I see what they're doing right at the moment.
Yeah, they're just
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So a big mismatch here this afternoon, which is what we expect, and the Lady Cats win at 16-0 over Paris. By the way, they won the game March 10th at Paris, 16-0. And the two games they played last year, Lady Cats won 17-0 and 21-0. So they're losing ground here to Paris, Tony.
No.
But 14 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and the only way that the inning came to an end was that the Lady Cats intentionally stepped off the base 3 times to be called out. So just gave away 3 outs.
In 2 innings, they basically made 1 out. The play at shortstop that ended the second. That's the only put out.
Well, you did have a ground out to third to lead off the second.
Right,
yeah, which is a little weak grounder. But that was a terrific play there. Gracie Thompson hit a pretty sharp ball there to shortstop, and the shortstop for Paris, Serenity Liggins, made a nice play there.
Yep.
So 18 base hits for the Lady Cats today. 4 homers, all in the first inning. Hannah Speed hit what we have now as her 16th homer of the season. Claire Thompson hit a blast to center field. Boy, that was quite a shot.
It was.
Impressive. Allison Frazier had a homer, and KK Montgomery had a homer.
I was glad to see KK get one because she's been swinging late. And she hit a good ball today and hit it left field.
So some schedule changes here we've mentioned in passing, but we'll mention them to you again. Lady Cats now will play tomorrow evening at Pittsburgh. That game was originally scheduled for Friday, but we're looking for some severe weather coming in Thursday and I guess continuing into Friday. And anyway, you might have wet grounds and so on Friday. So that game will be played on Wednesday night, tomorrow evening. And by the way, Wildcat Baseball, their game against Pittsburgh, which was scheduled for at home Friday night, will now be played tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. We will have the broadcast for you on KSST. And the Wildcats are playing this evening at Pittsburgh. So almost a professional type situation there, major league situation with playing the same team 2 days in a row. And it'll be tomorrow night versus Pittsburgh at 7 with Wildcat Baseball. We'll have that game for you on KSST. Lady Cats' next home game, and I think that may be the final regular season game of the season.
That's what I have is Tuesday night.
Next Tuesday, April 7th, at home against North Lamar. And the Wildcats are also home that night against Paris, Wildcat Baseball. And I think we're going to do what we did last week. Tony will do the softball game. And not sure if that will start at 6 or 5. The way things are going lately, the games have been moved up to 5. So we'll just have to wait and see. Right now it's scheduled for 6. And then we will have the Wildcat Baseball game starting at 7, or we'll join it in progress after the Lady Cat softball game. That'll be next Tuesday, April 7th. So Lady Cats with this 16-0 run rule win over Paris, and you think this may have been a district rule that allowed them to end the game in the 3rd inning.
I do, and no doubt in my mind on that.
Because the state rule says you're supposed to play 5. But
5 for 10 runs. I believe that there's a standard 15 after 4, but this one was even more so. And it may have just been two coaches saying you had enough, and everybody got to hit,
right,
so forth. So that's probably what it was, more than an actual district rule.
Lady Cats go to 19-5 for the season, 5-0 in district play. Paris will be 3-17 for the season, 0-5 in district play. Lady Cats softball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Masco Equipment, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, CPI Technologies, 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks, and the University Interscholastic League. By the way, the Rangers playing at Baltimore again, and we'll be joining that game in progress here momentarily.
0-0 in the bottom of the second with Jacob DeGrom pitching, so that's a great sign since he missed his first start of the season.
Yep, and the Rangers off to a terrific start so far, so we're looking forward to that and be looking forward to hearing that one after we leave the air here. So James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. You can see this later on YouTube and on Cable Channel 18. Tony Flippin, our expert commentator and play-by-play man. And with the Lady Cats winning this evening 16-0 over Paris, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from Lady Cats Park.
Thank you, guys. Good game. Folks, you've been listening to Lady Cats Softball on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. That will join the Texas Ranger game.